Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are having a semi-virtual meeting, so we're waiting for the people who are coming on online to be able to start. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for a public dialogue on the Milo land question, organized by the Department of Geomatics and Land Management, Makerere University. In this public dialogue, we're here to talk about the everything Milo land. One of the things that has come up continually is the discussion around the overlapping land rights for the tenants and the landlords on Milo land. So we're here to break down these overlapping land rights, and we're here to also look at the challenges, but the possible solutions to the challenges that exist on this tenure type. The department that is running this dialogue is having a conference under the theme Geomatics, Resources, Response and Resilience in the context of emergency. One of the things that we have to emphasize here is the fact that there's been a lot of debate around Milo land. So this public dialogue is aimed at having a discussion of, one, the legal and also the other understanding of Milo land tenure as a system of land holding, but also to have a discussion around what it is that is in the social domain, especially around the relations on this land. So today we're going to be looking at the two aspects of it, the legal, the bit of the administration, but also the relations on the land. With me is a distinguished panel of people from the academia, but also from the kingdom, that are going to be from the academia, the kingdom, and the ministry, that are going We're going to have people online, so we welcome the people that are online. Two things that we need to do on the administrative side. One is that please, when you join, mute your microphone so that we don't have the interferences that come with the different sounds that come from your side. But two, because we are going to be, one, this side, physically, but also virtually, we may not have the opportunity to speak to you. So all the questions and concerns that you have, please put them in the chat window. We're going to have an opportunity to read off the chat window all your questions and the comments. So please put your questions there and your comments, and we'll be able to interact with you. At any point that we feel that we must take calls, we will do exactly that. So thank you so much for logging in. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And for those of you that we have here, the students from SEDAT, please welcome, and we're glad to have you here. To the panelists, we're really glad to have you, and we're really glad that you've made time to have this discussion. We're going to go one by one, so we may not have to make an introduction of all the panelists, but at every point that you have to make your presentation, we'll have the opportunity to know who you are and also what it is you have to contribute to this discussion. And I hope that is agreeable to all of us. So please, welcome to this meeting. Whenever a discussion on Milo land comes up, there is something called the historical injustice.
Recording in progress.
We're not very certain lately where the injustice has gotten to, because then there's been evolution of this kind of tenure right from the 1900s, where they talk about the start of the injustice. So where we are now, many decades later, we need to have an understanding of that perspective of the Milo land allocation and registration process. And to actually understand, was there a historical injustice? How is it still playing out in the current times? With me to discuss that is Ms. Sarah Kulata, who's a land tenure and legal expert and formerly with the Ministry of Lands, Housing, and Urban Development. Please welcome Ms. Sarah Kulata.
Thank you very much. Was there a historical injustice? In order to understand whether there was a historical injustice, you have to know a little about what was there before and then what was there after the Milo land introduction. Before Milo land introduction came, we had land holding here in Uganda, but because Milo land is mainly in Buganda, I will dwell in Buganda. Buganda, we had three methods of land holding. At that time, we had the Butaka holding, the Butongole holding, and Owesengeze land holding. The Baganda were an organized society before 1900, and they were organized around clans. And clans settled around hilltops and the fertile valleys. And they would have a head of clan. This head of clan was the Mutaka. And the land so occupied by a particular clan was the Butaka land. So the head of clan was chosen by the clan members, and the Mutaka would control that land. Over time, society evolved, and these clans also had a head, the Sabataka, who would also have a say in electing, appointing the Mutaka. But some friction came in because the Sabataka didn't have all the say. So the clans, the society evolved. The Kabaka, the Mutaka, the Sabataka, not the Mutaka, the Sabataka, now appointed the Mutaka, but also had an administrative setup, the Bakungu and the Batongole. The Bakungu were the head chiefs, and the Batongole were the lesser chiefs. These Bakungu and Batongole also had land allocated to them by the Kabaka for purposes of handling administrative duties. And this land, by and large, came to be known as Butongole land. So Butaka land was by the clans, and Batongole by the chiefs. Over time, because these people would lose their positions as head of clan, were victimized, were left out, and the Abesengeze were mainly people from who had Butongole land. Those ones benefited. Why do we call it Milo land? Because it was given out in square miles. And the Batongole and the Wakungu were the major benefits. They got land in their official capacity in square miles, and they also got land in their private capacity in square miles. You imagine a person getting 16 square miles, and then this person's land had to be confirmed by the Luchiko. And the Luchiko was composed of this very Bakungu. So you know, they had to first confirm themselves before they think of others. So they confirmed their locations. From 1900 to 1905, they were making this